Good morning, dear students. I hope you have enjoyed your vacations very well. Now we are back with the same chapter, that is chapter number 14, Chemical Effects of Electric Current. In this chapter till now we have discussed about the different topics such as electrolytes and non-electrolytes, then what is electrolysis or how water can be decomposed into hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. Today we will be discussing some of the important general terms which will be frequently used in this chapter. So the first term that is which we use is electrolyte. So what is electrolyte? What do you mean by electrolyte? Solution which undergoes a process of chemical change. Basically it is a chemical compound which will undergo a chemical change and it will get separated into respective ions. At the same time, it conducts electricity also. So all such liquids are known as electrolytes. Now the examples of electrolytes are acids, bases, tap water, etc. We have already discussed the examples of acids and bases. The organic acids which are found in natural food items, they are generally weak electrolytes, and the inorganic acids are strong electrolytes. Okay. So the second term is non-electrolyte. Non-electrolytes. These are the chemical compounds or in liquid form which do not conduct electricity. When they do not conduct electricity, they do not decompose into the respective ions also. All such liquids are called as non-electrolytes. Example, oil, petrol, then alcohol, etc. Like this, let us see few more terms which are very important for our studies. Next term is electrolysis. It is a process. It is a process due to which a solution of a chemical compound conduct electric current and at the same time undergoes a chemical change. That means whichever liquid we have taken, an electrolyte, that conducts the electricity and at the same time it gets separated into its respective ions. That process is known as electrolysis. How it takes place, how electrolysis of water takes place, we have already discussed. And what are the uses of this electrolysis, that we will be discussing in our future classes. Let us see the another definition, that is electrodes. What is electrode? These are the metal wires or plates or rods through which the current enters or leaves an electrolyte. They are called as electrodes. Now, these electrodes are of two types. One is known as anode, the other one is known as cathode. So, what do we mean by anode? Anode is the electrode which is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. We all know that battery or cell, it has two sides. One is the positive terminal, the other one is the negative terminal. The electrode which is connected to the positive terminal of a cell or battery is called as anode. And exactly opposite is known as cathode. That means the electrode which is connected to the negative terminal of a cell or battery is called as cathode. Right? So these are the two definitions of electrodes based on the terminal to which they are connected. When the current is passing through an electrolyte, the electrolyte atoms, they become charged, electrically charged. Such electrically charged atoms or group of atoms which are formed when a chemical compound is dissolved in water are called as ions. So ions are the charged species of any element. They are broadly classified into two groups, that is cations and anions. The positively charged ions formed when a chemical compound dissolves in water are called cations. Example, sodium, then hydrogen ion, etc. Whereas anions are the negatively charged ions formed when a chemical compound dissolves in water. Example, hydroxide ion or chloride ion, etc. means they carry the negative charge. Cations carry the positive charge and the anions carry negative charge. So whenever the current is passing through any electrolyte, the electrolyte splits into positively charged particles and negatively charged particles. And the positively charged particles, that is cations, they move towards the negative electrode. Which one is the negative electrode? Right, that is cathode. So cations move towards cathode and anions move towards anode. Clear? What we call the apparatus in which this experiment of electrolysis is carried out. I have already told you when we were discussing the experiment of electrolysis. Do you remember? Right. It is known as voltmeter. So it is an apparatus in which electrolysis is carried out such that it consists of a vessel, two electrodes and electrolyte. This complete setup is known as voltmeter. Right? So these are the important definitions which we will be frequently using in this chapter. So students, I hope you have understood all the definitions of the important subtopics and you have to learn them for your exam purpose. So I have already mentioned that these definitions are given on page number 174 and 175. So you have to learn them. But before learning them, you have to understand the meaning of these definitions. In case of any doubt, you can ask me in our next class. Bye. Take care.